Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Yes, once again. Or very possibly for the first time.
Well, not for the first time. The Kansas City Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions. They did it.
Not for the first time. The Niners lost in the Super Bowl.
Well, that happened.
I feel so much better.
It's like a weight has been lifted off of your shoulders.
Yes.
Well, if you listen to our last episode, Statboy Dana, he was the over was no good.
By half a point.
Oh,
it was 47.5 and hit 47.
Ooh. Oh, it's not after it's after the game is ended, not just regulation, because it did go into overtime.
Yep. No, yeah. It was 47.5 and it hit 47.
Close, but no cigar. Definitely for non-Niners fans, the majority of the game was not the game. The first three quarters was kind of boring.
So let me open it up into the preview of Cern's Super Bowl. So I was dreading the Super Bowl. I was just dreading.
Yes.
You know, I despise the Niners with every fiber of my being.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge Chiefs fan either.
We're in Northern California, literally Niners country, as some people
Niners country. And, you know, it probably stems from when I was little and all those Niner fans would just, and we're talking like full grown, like adults in their 40s and 50s. Like,
yelling at like a 10-year-old kid with a little
berating me, telling me I'm a failure. I pick losers. So I'm going to be a loser just like my team, you know, shit like that. So it's like, I've heard it all. So I see
got
the
some
Niners.
Trauma. Clearly there's some trauma.
I have a growing hatred.
Yeah.
And then like all weekend, you know, it was nice this weekend. Sun was out.
It was a nice weekend.
We were out and about, and all I saw was all the brand new Niners jerseys.
Tags on them still. I don't know about here in Nevada, in Marin, at like different gas stations. I probably saw 5 different gas stations. They had like official merchandise tents that were erected that they were slinging flags,
flags,
yard banners, the whole works, jerseys, hats. It was like official merchandise popped up around here in different, like at the Shell station. They didn't have any of those over in your area?
If I didn't
Not
see
that you
any.
saw.
I wasn't trying to look.
Yeah, you would have like chucked a Molotov cocktail and
you drove the truck right through the fucking tent. Or would have got out and gotten into a debate with them.
Oh, yeah.
Merchandise? That's too expensive for toilet paper. Get the fuck out of here. You know, some kind of shit like that.
Where's your permits?
Call the police.
Call the citizens arrest that shit. Take it down. So the nice weather weekend was spoiled for you because you were seeing red all over.
Red all over. Everywhere.
Chiefs red.
We went out to dinner. You know, Jeffrey had a birthday party sleepover, so we dropped him off. I was like, "Hey, let's go. Let's go get a slice of pizza." Pizza place was like, it was a new spot. It was packed to the gills, right? So I was like, I mean, the line was out the door.
Was it good?
Didn't go.
Oh, you didn't even break.
The line was out. It was insane. I was like, this is like
it's just we can get some more.
So then, like, I was like, let's try this other place. I was like, okay, this other pizza place. It was like Chicago pizza with a twist. I don't know.
Oh.
Had a hard time even finding the place. The light, like their outside light wasn't on because this was like 6, so it was getting dark. But they said open in there, and it's Saturday night. And I look in the window, there's not a soul in there.
Questionable.
And I was like, ooh, Saturday night, there's not even one person. It was like the workers just like sitting at the desk, like, you know, waiting. And I was like, oh, fuck that.
Fucking twiddling the pen around, spinning the menus on his finger. I
was like, oh, well, let's go to. So I looked to my left, Mexican restaurant.
Oh, nice.
Salsa's Taqueria, and I was like, and it was quite busy, but it wasn't like packed. I was like, yeah, let's pivot.
One margarita.
Yep. So we went in there, had a little. But as soon as we walk in, everybody. I mean, I think I counted only one other couple didn't have some sort of night or shit on. Like there was a family just decked head to toe, all of them. I was like, oh my god,
just triggered. Very triggering event for you.
It is.
Now, my daughter, being a Taylor Swift fan, was rooting for the Chiefs, and about 2 hours before game time said, Dad, I want a Chiefs sweatshirt. And I said,
those ones that what's her face makes?
No, she's not keen on that. I said, I don't think in the Bay Area you can find a Chiefs sweatshirt in like 2 hours before the Super Bowl. It's just like, I mean, talk about an impossible task. I don't even think.
No. You'd have to go to like a sporting goods store, like a sports store.
Yeah.
Not like Dick's. You'd have to go to like Joe's Sports Shop.
Yeah, buy one with the signature on it. It'd probably be like I don't know. Who's another Chief? Probably a Mahomes signature.
Which is Kelsey.
Yeah, Kelsey jersey. Was the Mexican food good?
It was one of the best I had.
Wow. What do you get when you do you get the same thing? Like, are you always getting enchiladas, or you go for you?
I let the menu call my name, so I was like, okay. I'll have a California burrito.
Ooh, with some French fries in there.
Yep.
Ooh.
But nice. And they had do you want to make it wet? I said, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I always would get it wet too.
But they did like this red wet sauce, and it wasn't like a sauce. It was kind of thick. It was magnificent.
Wow. So it has like sour cream, guacamole, French fries, and like beans and cheese. That thing must have been a monster, dude.
Yeah, I can only eat half of it. Yeah. I was like, well,
you're like,
tomorrow for lunch. Yeah. Tomorrow for lunch, I'm having some burrito.
Or like fry an egg up and just like breakfast tomorrow. Just like put an egg on it. It's like all better. All breakfast. It's breakfast time. Nice. So you were seeing red, and you held strong, and you didn't go to Joe's Super Bowl party, which if you thought the Niners gear at the Mexican food place was bad, it would have been unbearable.
I can't do it. I've watched a game and like I said, they clap like every positive yard. If it's like a 2-yard positive game, they start clapping, and then they start coaching from the couch. You know, like oh, he should have ran the swing. You know, it's like fuck. Like I can't. You know, just
too much.
And I can't. Like I was already dreading the Super Bowl. I was working on also preview. I'd made a bet with Robin. It wasn't on the Super Bowl. It was just on something stupid. Oh, it sounds crazy. But she had, she was trying to get some different stain colors for when she stains furniture and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I said, we needed, I forget what color, because she always uses this dark walnut or whatever. And yeah, I said, we need that. She's like, we have some. I said, no, we don't. I just looked at it. So we were arguing about it in the store. Okay. She says, I bet you.
Uh-oh.
And I said, game. She says, if I win, you have to build me this like outdoor.
Oh, the outdoor thing, the outdoor fire pit thing.
Yep. And I said, deal. I don't even remember what was on. I don't even remember what was on stake for me. It was something like I don't even know.
Was it like a sexual encounter or
no? It was something. I don't even know if we've ever approached that. I think it was
sounds like you gave up too early. You'd could have fought from anyway.
I think in my mind I was going to leave it open and just cash in on whatever came to my mind at the time.
Just like a vague, and then you would try to cash in at some point.
Yeah, something. Nice. I was just going to pull.
I do that sometimes. Remember that bet?
Yeah,
remember that bet a couple weeks ago? I want to cash in.
So then we went home, and where she keeps all the stain, it wasn't there. I said, "Oh, sweet." She said, "No." She walked around. It was hidden behind something. She pulled it out. I was like, "Son of a bitch!"
Wow, she kind of bamboozled you, dude.
I was bamboozled. So I lost. Ooh. So it was a nice weekend. So I had to get building.
Fuck.
So I resurrected most of it. Put the TV up, and just in time for the game to start. And I actually told my wife about the over for Reba's.
Yeah.
And she said, Under. She's getting old. She ain't gonna long wind it. And I was like, that's actually pretty. That's pretty good reasoning.
That's valid methodology.
Yeah, I thought okay, and then she hit the under. So, but I turned it on, and then instantly like, here's how I turned it on, and I could see like them like McCaffrey stretching and shit.
Yeah,
and I instantly just started getting angry, like just watching them and them talking them up. It was just making me like steam.
Yeah.
So I was like, I had it on while I was working on the thing, and I had my Super Bowl squares.
Okay.
So the game was going on. There wasn't.
Were you happy with your numbers?
Oh yeah, I was really happy. I had like 0-3.
Oh, that's nice.
So
you didn't have 6 and 2?
No, I had. We'll get to these other numbers in a second, but I had 0-3. And when the Niners were going down, I was like, and they threw the incomplete pass right at the end of the first quarter. I headed up the first quarter. I was like, if they kick a field goal,
we could be good.
I'm good. Then they run the ball, and I was like, fuck. And then 10 seconds later, after the quarter closes, they kicked a field goal. I was like, if they had just kicked this 10 seconds earlier, motherfucker. Like, I was like, God. I was like, I don't need any more reason to hate this team, but now it's like,
they're giving you more reasons.
And then the trick play when they scored up 10-0. I think I'd walked away. I think I was yelling. I was in the backyard, and I got some disgusted looks and some, because I was yelling like.
At that point, it was like, like the Chiefs were looking flat, fucking fumbles, 2 or 3 fumbles, like weak turnovers.
Oh yeah, they fumbled the ball, and I was like, so then I went on a rant because Jeffrey's like, so you really hate the Niners? And I went on a rant about, which then only, I was already a level 10, and I went on a rant about Niner fans and their disgusting human beings, right? So the neighbor next door,
oh boy,
he's a Niner fan, but did I tell you when the windstorm, the tree blew a branch off my I had a dead tree, the big white one, over to the left. So, yeah. Well, it blew a branch, hit his house. Didn't do any damage, just hit his house. Okay. He came over and told me. I was like, all right. So I had to pay to get it cut down. $400.
That's no good.
It was a little too tall for me to. I wasn't going to go up there with the ladder. I was like, no,
I won't risk it all.
I was paid $400. But he was telling me like he was a Niner fan, but he's like, do you like the Niners? I said, no, I'm a Rams fan. He's like, oh, I used to be a Rams fan. And then I was like, like he's like, yeah, I grew up in LA, I was a Rams fan. But then when I moved up here, I decided to join the Niners. And I was like, oh. And I turn around, you just take the knife out of my back. What the fuck? Like, that's even worse. Like you were a Rams fan, now you're a Niners? Oh my God. So I went on a rant. And then after the trick play, it was like down 10-0.
Oh. Not even the half either. It was like
no. And then the Chiefs went like 3 and out. Like Mahomes got sacked. And I turned the game off. I just turned the TV off. I just turned it off because I was getting so angry. I just turned it off. I thought I can't. I turned it off.
Now, did you you turned it off, but you couldn't like step away from it?
No.
Were you checking on your phone or texting? What was happening?
I was waiting for a text.
Okay.
And then my dad had said, hey, because he's in with the squares with me, he's like, the Chiefs were down at the, right before halftime. He says, if they score a touchdown, how much do we get? And I was like, oh, we get $500.
Oh, it's good money.
Boom, back on.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to see if you're going to win $500.
Fucking sack, had to kick the field goal.
At least they were on the board.
Yeah, but at that point, I was like, you can't within 5. Boom, turned it off. Never came back.
You never turned it back on?
Never came back. I was so disgusted. I couldn't,
wow.
I was just so upset. I was like, I can't even stomach this game. It is making me, feel ill watching it. So I was like, I can't do it.
And what's your wife doing? Just watching fucking Lifetime inside?
She was watching me throw a tantrum. And then, because I was out there working, so she was actually, my helper. So when I turned it off, she would I could tell you there was a sigh of relief, okay. Because I was
we can get to work on this project.
Yeah, because I was pacing and getting upset. I'm sure she was afraid when I cut my hand off in a rage, just like,
belt sounder has gone wild.
So I turned it off, and then you text me, and I was like, fuck, they're looking horrible. And so I was like, I don't even want to. I can't. If the Niners are just going to roll them, I don't even want to.
Yeah.
I don't even want to. I can't even stomach it. And then when they went and I came back and checked on my phone, I was like, oh, it's tied up. It's going into overtime.
Oh, you didn't even watch like the fourth quarter at all or anything?
No, I never came back at all. I didn't see halftime.
No, there was no other sidebar text. I texted you at one point and I was like, here we go. Because there was some action happening. But Joe, Dana, no one was sidebar texting you.
No, it was radio silent.
Oh.
So besides the changes I had, I didn't have another text.
Wow.
And then like I saw it went to overtime. I think you said so. You texted or alerted me. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, it's overtime. I was like, I can't watch it because I mean, us, being baseball players, superstitious. Yeah. When I was watching it, they were doing, the Niners were wrong. So I couldn't at that point.
You didn't want to turn the tide. You didn't want a chance turning the tides.
No, or I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see a Niners victory them celebrating either. I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah.
So then when the Niners kicked the field goal, I had 2-9. As the final score. That's $1,000.
Right.
So like my dad's like, if the Niners can actually stop him, $1,000. And I was like, man, I don't think Sophie had a worse choice than this. $1,000? $1,000 or a Niner victory?
What would you choose?
I don't know. I was just like, I can't.
You can't.
I just couldn't fathom it.
Uh-huh.
I said, okay. I'm just going to get in the spa to relax.
Mm-hmm.
So I got in the spa.
You need to get in the spa and spark up a fat fucking joint for yourself. And
I had a big beer. I had a nice tall one.
Nice.
I just sat in the spa and had a beer, and Jeffrey was in there. And then I heard fireworks, and I was like steaming, right? Because I knew I was like,
the spa started boiling.
I was like, I just yelled, fuck.
Yeah.
Jeffrey was like, why? I was like, that can only mean one thing in my mind. He's like, well, it could mean a Chiefs victory. I said, Jeffrey, the odds of a Chiefs fan being here, I'm not saying that. I mean, I see him around. I said, but I'm playing the odds, buddy. I mean, I've seen nothing but Niner flags around this.
I would also be playing those odds too.
So I was pissed. So Jerry's like, do you want to go out and check the score? I said, no, I don't. And then I was like, so I got out. Eventually, because the timer ran out, I was like, 30 minutes. I was like, all right, I've sat in here long enough.
You're plenty wrinkled.
Yeah. I was like, I'll just go face the music. So I went down, grabbed my phone, and I had like several missed calls from James. And I was like, what? I looked, and I was like, what? He's like, where are you at? I was like, I couldn't watch it. He's like, whoa! That's all I was like, what? I was, oh my God, they fucking lost it.
So you didn't watch any. You barely watched any of the game.
I think I watched
a quarter and a half.
Yeah, at most. And then that was
wow.
I couldn't. It was.
You didn't watch Usher?
No, I was so because that was leading into I thought I had $500. I was like around the 5, and then they got sacked, and then I was like, I don't even care. I was so mad. I'm so mad the Niners earned it, and then I was even angrier than I was like. I was on the cusp of winning something. 2 quarters. I couldn't even get.
Oh my gosh!
Penny, I was out.
That was the least Super Bowl that you've watched in what 20 years?
It was the least Super Bowl I've watched since 2019, when both those teams were playing the last time. Because that's exactly what I did the last time. I watched a few.
Oh.
I may have watched a little bit more.
Yeah,
but I didn't have a lot of faith in the Chiefs either. Like I knew,
I can't believe it.
When the Chiefs beat the Ravens, I was like, "Oh fuck," because I know the Ravens what they could do. I already saw it. We saw it on Christmas Day. It was a Christmas miracle for me.
Santa delivered for you.
But I couldn't. Didn't have a lot of faith, and then what I was looking at, I was like, "Yeah, this is what I thought was going to happen." God damn.
Yeah.
I'm going to live with the Bang Bang Niner gang all over.
Well. I'm telling you. First of all, let's rewind it all the way back. What did you see Post Malone do? No. America the Beautiful?
No.
I thought he did a good job. He did a good job with it. He seems like a good dude despite his crazy,
Yeah, I've heard he's a really good dude. He's out there. Yeah. Fuck it. He's just living his life.
He's living his best life.
That was at the very beginning of the game, right?
Yeah, that was pre Reba.
Because that was so I was in the process of moving the TV to the new spot. So
wow. Okay.
It took me a little longer than I thought because I had to rerun some.
I was really trying to get the kids into it. And we had my buddy come over who is also from LA. He's a Dodgers fan, so I knew he wouldn't be rooting for. I knew he was he's either a Chargers fan or a Rams fan.
Okay.
So I knew he was safe. I'm like, same to you. I don't want someone who's just going to be over the top Niners, the whole fucking, it's just.
The whole time.
Yeah. And so I turned on there was a Puppy Bowl pregame show. And I'm like, oh, this will be great. The kids will love watching puppies do their thing.
Wrestle around, yep.
Yeah. Well, that's actually not what the pregame show is. They're drafting different puppies with disabilities. One puppy he didn't have his front legs. He was walking around on his hind legs, and they kept showing up. I'm like, this is depressing. Wow. I'm like, I don't need to get my kids all fucking waterworked about a dog with 2 legs that's walking around. Because he got his legs removed.
I saw this.
I'm like, I don't need that in my life.
I saw this clip where it was it is legal now to bet on the Special Olympics. You should remember this. Someone's like, holy fuck, Johnny Knoxville was ahead of his time. From The Ringer. The Ringer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Everyone.
I mean, why couldn't you bet on it, right? It's just another sport.
Yeah, remember when it came out, everyone said it was so outlandish, you could bet on the Special Olympics, and it was, and now it's it's a reality.
Wow, the gambling was insane. I had a couple squares, didn't hit on any of them. My 3-3, I thought 3-3 was going to be good.
My wife was like, "Why are you getting pissed?" I was like, "It's one thing if it ain't going to happen, but it's another thing if it's it is." Coming to fruition, it could actually happen, and then it just doesn't. And it's because of the Niners.
Yeah, it's not a long shot. Okay, if they block this punt and then they get a safety on the next play, I'm in the money. It's not one of these I
need a field goal and him to run back the opening kickoff. Or that ain't gonna. That's not it. But if it's all he's got to do is go 5 more yards and we got it, and it's ooh, we got this. And then it's no, we don't. I was
no.
Joe
did win. Joe hit on one of them.
And so did Dana.
Oh, okay.
Dana had 0-0, so he was good.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I did text him about that.
Yes. That was the only text that happened in that thread. I know we bust their balls, but when it comes to it, we give them their space. There is some compassion in our hearts.
Yeah, there is so even my brother, who is notorious for he just goes in and he's scorched earth policy all the time. He never, but even he said to this guy at work, who's a Niners fan, he goes, he always keeps to himself. He really doesn't bother anybody. I just know he's a Niners fan. Mm-hmm. He's like, I showed him mercy. I didn't say anything to him because he's a good guy. And I don't want to, I was like, all right, you showed a little bit of maturity because I do the same thing with Dana and Joe. If Dana and Joe were beating a war drum the whole week, I probably would have piled on.
Yeah, they also played it smart because I think, as they should, they've been scared because the last couple of games weren't looking so hot for them. They basically got gifted a few times.
Yeah.
But I'll fill you in on the parts of the game. I was the most football I've watched all season, which probably isn't a surprise to anyone listening to this show.
Surprisingly, it's the least football I've watched all season.
Yeah. But I mean, the Niners they weren't dominating them, but they were it was kind of lopsided. The Chiefs looked really flat. They were how many fumbles they have? 2 fumbles. Then they got a punt returned at the 1. Then they had a great interception or whatever. They were in great field position. They fucking fumbled it in the red zone.
Oh yeah. I saw that. And that was in the first quarter. I was like, oh, here we go. They're driving, and they just coughed it up. That's when Travis Kelce threw it. They wanted to try to attack the
did you see this? This thing is all over. This Travis Kelce, Andy Reid thing. He came over. he was fired up, and he almost knocked his coach over. Like, gotta be in the fucking game.
Yeah,
crazy. What do you make of this?
I don't think, because I saw like Shannon Sharp, some ex-players talk about it. I said, I think it's not like he was trying to assault Andy Reid.
No.
He was just fired up, and I think, he was trying to reach for him, to say something, and it was just like, he's a big, strong man, and Andy Reid's, was he like almost 70 years old?
He's like a geriatric nearly.
Yeah, so it's just kind of caught him off balance. It's not like he was trying to attack the coach.
I mean, people like, oh, red flag, he's aggressive. I'm like,
during the game.
Listen, this is the peak of what they are doing in their life.
Yeah.
They are fucking charged the fuck up. Taylor Swift was having a great time, I will say.
Yeah, it looked like she was having a good time.
She was having a blast. With Ice Spice. Do you know who Ice Spice is, Ernie?
I know her from the Dunkin' Donuts commercials. I don't know if I know any of her songs. If I couldn't.
Yeah, I threw on a couple of her tunes just to, got to be hip with the kids, like see if people are excited about Ice Spice. I want to hear what Ice Spice is about. I don't get it, I guess.
Well, not your jam.
But yeah, Taylor Swift was there. She looked like she had a great time. And yeah, the game wasn't, but Mahomes just came back and he did it himself.
Yeah.
He definitely was. It was a good the fourth quarter was where all the drama was, and then the overtime, it was, I will say the script looked like it was in for the Niners. Some of these calls the refs made, kind of looked a little, there's maybe one or two questionable ones. Some horse collar. It's like, I'm not, we'll see. We'll see.
I see a lot of complaining from the Niner fans today. They were screwed by the refs. It's like, or you lost it.
Yeah. It was a good game. It was very boring. I thought it was like pretty lackluster for the first three quarters, and then it picked up at the pace the last two, or the last quarter, and then overtime. But my wife rates the Usher halftime show. She gave it a 4 out of 5 stars.
Ah, okay. I did see the memes. It was like, if you didn't legally download this on LimeWire, then you have no say. I was like, yeah.
Ludacris, Lil Jon showed up. Alicia Keys, Will.i.am, her, or Her, one of the two. Maybe it's her.
Yeah.
They all showed up for their. I feel like you got to do that at the Super Bowl. You're always bringing out your folks, your crew.
I think I think on the show we said Lil Jon was going to be making an appearance.
Yeah.
I think Dana did say Ludacris too.
Yeah, Ludacris, it's good. But and Usher did take his shirt off as well. That was my wife's request, I guess.
Oh, so he took some requests. Huh?
Yeah. And then, just a Niners got the L, and
big sigh of relief from CERN's camp.
It was, it was.
I did go out today. Went to the gym.
Everything moving a bit slower around here, I've noticed today.
Went to the gym. Went to the store. Did not see one piece of apparel. Not one red piece of apparel.
Oh, interesting. Red, just the whole color. No good.
No good. I didn't see one.
I did see a few videos on Instagram of Niners fans destroying massive TVs.
Oof.
Like just running up and punching the TV, which
I've been upset with the games, but I've never thought like I'm gonna tear my $500, $600, whatever, $100, $700 TV.
Yeah, $1,000. Like
I'm not gonna go punch because then you got to buy it.
And the ones that I saw didn't look like it was at their house. It looked like they were guests. And someone at my house is punching a TV out.
You're definitely getting an invoice, and then once I get reimbursed, you were banned for life.
Invoice? Once the invoice is paid in full, lifetime ban.
Yep.
If you're fucking smashing TVs.
No going back. There's no gizzy backsies.
No, that's inappropriate behavior. I don't know who's doing that. I don't know anyone that would punch a TV. I'll just say that.
No.
But all the people I saw punching TVs on social media were Niners fans. I also say that.
I did see that. Threw a chair. Someone took a folding chair and threw it. Fucking TV. I was like, oh my God.
I don't think, I
always like the people that you hear, like the people in the crowd, like, no, don't do that. It's like, he already did it. It's already, he's already fucked.
The TV's fucked already. It's already gone and he already gone and done it.
I saw one guy, he like took the TV. It was like on a fucking folding chair outside. And he like spiked on the ground, started stomping on it, and then some other lady comes up and they all like start stomping on it.
I saw that one too. I'm like, what?
It's like giant. Yeah.
You're going to get a glass shard in your, or plastic, probably plastic. Yeah. I don't think Rent-A-Center, you're not getting your deposit back from Rent-A-Center if
you're they're keeping it.
Yeah, they just might as well.
Now, I did see Marshawn Lynch was doing the Lord's work.
Oh, that was too much.
Walking through the casinos. Are you nervous? Fuck
you. Fuck you.
It's like he walked up to the clip, like the jersey with the fucking chain, the Niner chain. Like, are you nervous? Yeah, fuck you.
He also looked faded. He super turned up.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm stunned by this report from you about this, but I understand. It's good to know your limits, and I'm good you adhered and you found your edge and you walked back from it.
I just couldn't do it. Otherwise, I might have pulled a Niner fan, just ripped the TV out of them. I wouldn't have done that, but I
was excited when he threw that little 4-yard little dumper out to what's his face for the W. I was pumped, but it was already too late. There was so much. I was so stressed out. I was so stressed out by that point.
See, I couldn't. I would have been like actually. I would have looked like Usher. So I would have been sweating profusely.
Usher, yeah. So we were playing that in the car.
Oh,
what? Okay. Me and my wife were like, yeah. My daughter's like, oh, this song's good. I'm like, hell yeah, it is. I was like, your mom was fucking grinding that ass on dad.
Let me tell you a story.
Let me tell you a story. Mom would drop her ass low. Fucking throw her back out trying to get that ass up in my face.
at the high school dances.
Yeah.
Just ask Uncle Cerny. He could tell you all. He can report. Confirm.
Yeah.
He was
just
there.
Whatever I say, ask Cerny. He will confirm. Confirm in the affirmative. But any song with Little John in high school, that was girls ready to get their freak on for that. For Little John.
He was the biggest. He was at the pinnacle at that point in our high school days.
And I wouldn't say I was like a Usher fan. Like I didn't have any Usher albums. I didn't download many Usher songs. I'm sure I had, guaranteed I had that song. But like I didn't download like Usher's greatest hits off. He was
like the guy. If it came on the radio, I would leave it on. Like okay,
yeah, you weren't gonna change it.
No, but I wasn't gonna go seek it either.
Okay, there was a lot of kind of like slow jams, like kind of not ballad. Okay, yeah, I was listening to whatever Spotify's like top. It shows you the top 5, and I'm like, I've heard this one, but I would just skip. And I started skipping around when we were trying to listen in the car. My wife was getting mad at me. She's like, oh, I had this album. I'm like, yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So you watched more Super Bowl than I did. I couldn't.
Wow.
I reached my limit, my boiling point, and I was like, that's it. I can't do it. I can't. It's too much red. It's too much red for me.
Did you have any Super Bowl eats or anything? Or I saw you
said
chips and salsa, some wings.
And salsa. Okay. Just very. I was also doing the project, so yeah.
Yeah. You weren't hammering back. I did a sober Super Bowl. Oh. I was pounding the hop waters. I got a targeted ad on Instagram, and I thought, you know what, that might not be such a bad idea.
So I had a couple beers. I mean, not like 18 or anything. I think I had like 3 over from 3 p.m. to 9 or whatever.
That's fine. It was. Yeah.
And 2 of them came in the spa.
2 of them were in the spa to help you unwind.
Take the edge off because I already thought it was going to be a fate I didn't agree with.
But we had lunch and then the game started and then like I busted out. I've ran this out the last 5 Super Bowl parties. Buffalo cauliflower dip. And it's amazing. And it gets rave reviews from meat eaters and vegetarians alike. And once that comes out in the cast iron, so it's fucking sizzling like proper.
Ooh.
Little chopped up chives on it, you know. Shit's bomb as fuck. Plus you're eating it and you're like, there's cauliflower in here, so it's kind of like you don't feel so naughty about it because you're like, there's some veggies in here. But by the time the fourth quarter hits, your stomach's bubbling.
Oh, my stomach's bubbling.
Stomach's bubbling.
So I didn't even eat until later because I had the other half of my burrito in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
From the night before. So I was already like, I
think probably satiates you.
I was full. I was feeling okay.
That's the problem
I didn't tell you this. I was called a bad friend.
By whom? Not over here.
No,
not in this camp.
It was somebody in Joe's camp. It wasn't Joe. It was his other half. It was his better half.
What?
She had texted because Robin had sent a picture to Stacy and Joe of the project that she had because she had sent him a picture, I guess, of when I was loading the lumber to build this thing because I had a frowny face on. I had a frowny face basically the whole weekend. Just saying right now. My face was on perma frown.
You were just ready to be a sourpuss the whole weekend.
Yeah, I was going into this weekend sour.
Yeah,
it was Friday. Everyone was feeling good, but I was dreading it like it was. I had to work the next day. So she's, and she had texted him like something about I don't know, like I'd want to bed or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So then she had texted him a picture of what it looked like so far with the TV up and the Super Bowl happened to be on. And I got the message. It was in the group. And she said, "Oh, it looks great. Go Niners." And I said, No. Get that out of here. And Ron was like, Don't. Come on, don't do this. It's making him angry or something like that. She's like, "You're a bad friend. I would support the Rams if they were in it." I said, "That's a lie.
Bullshit.
That's a lie. They were in it 2 years ago. You were voting for Joe Burr. I'm not buying that for one fucking bit."
Lie.
I said, I would never do it. I said, "Ask Joe." And then Joe said something about "fuck the Lambs" or something. Then he caught a stray from me straight out the gate.
Yeah.
This is before. The score was still 0-0 at this point.
Do you finish your project though?
I'm still at work. I ran out of. It's like a barnwood thing, so I ran out of some barnwood. I got to go find some more. Fortunately, we just had a windstorm, so I assume someone lost a fence, so I'm going to go scratch up.
Drive around the neighborhood till you find a down fence and go pry some boards off there.
Yep.
Nice. So there's a fire pit in the middle of this thing?
Yeah, but I guess I left it enough space so the flame won't touch the wood. It's just gonna, just be in the middle.
Tinderbox.
Yeah, but I don't know. We don't use the fire that. I mean, I thought we used it once, and that was with Joe.
Oh, okay. Nice. I'll have to see that. Did you send me a picture of this already?
No, because I was
okay.
I mean,
I remember you talking about it.
When it started to take shape is when the Super Bowl came on, so I was too flustered with what it looked like.
That's fine. I'm not, yeah. This is the thing that you just kind of offhandedly was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then your wife's like, "Oh, you're going to build it?" And
I said no. And then
she conned you into it.
Was
after she hid
it. I'm convinced. I am convinced. She says it wasn't. I just wasn't looking hard enough or some bullshit. But
I don't know, man. It's no good. I think she hid it from you.
Yeah, because it came from where I wouldn't have looked to where she pulled it. It was behind something.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, what's over here?" And then like, "Oh, look at this."
Pulled it out, and I was like, "Son of a bitch!"
Oh my god, dude! And she's like, "Oh no, it's over here." You knew you were banned.
Yeah, she walked straight because I walked over to her and I said, "See," and she walked right where I was like, "The hell?" I was like, "Oh, she's walking to a specific spot that I didn't even know that
you were set up. She set you up."
I know, that's how I feel.
Any commercials pique your interest?
the three runs that I saw before I turned it off.
The 3 commercials. Temu. Did you download the Temu app?
No. That site is a little. I mean, I think Robin tried to order there for once. It's like it just sketchy.
Looks like piece of shit. Like
garbage,
crappy garbage shit.
Yeah, they can steal your bank account and shit. It's.
Oh, really?
I saw that they've had problems with that. I looked it up, and I was like,
no thanks.
No.
want to shop like a billionaire. Temu. Like stupid fucking commercial. Here we are talking about it though. A lot of Alien. And there was you know who made an appearance in multiple commercials? Tom fucking Brady. And I'm like, listen, Tom, you don't got nothing else to do. Like, you're the fuck off for a little bit.
So it's probably got to turn it off, because if I saw Tom Brady, that would just send me over the edge of insanity. That would have been the final straw.
He was in multiple different commercials.
I'm glad I didn't see it, because I would have been like, Tom Brady's here. I'm watching the Niners. I'm losing my mind. I've lost my mind.
It would have been too much for you. It was. I actually thought the commercial was good. It was a Dunkin' Donuts commercial, and J-Lo was like in the recording studio, and then Ben Affleck was he was the Dunk Kids or something. Him and Matt Damon and Tom Brady were like a boy band, like a hip hop thing, and I don't know. I thought it was pretty good commercial. And Matt Damon had a funny line, but then Tom Brady was there as well. But you know. Trigger warning.
No, I'm glad that would have.
I will take Dunkin' over Starbucks though.
Oh yeah, any day of the week.
But Dutch Bros over Dunkin', I think. If I had to rank them, and I'm only ranking the cold brews.
Cold brews, yeah, that's usually what I go
for. Not the black coffee. Starbucks is low tier, bottom tier, in my opinion.
Even their regular coffee is like ugh. We've talked about it before. It tastes like dirt.
Yeah.
Over roasted.
The over roasted beans to high heavens.
I stick by my theory. They do that so because most of those drinks they add a bunch of shit in there, and you have coffee in it. But I just drink it straight.
Oh
so
yeah,
it's like ugh.
Yeah, it's no bueno whatsoever. But well, the Niners didn't make it happen.
So
Joe and Dana haven't chimed in. There's been no excuses, but we haven't inquired.
No, I was gonna, like they're our friends, so I'm gonna let them.
Yeah,
because I know
they need their time to heal.
I mean, the year before the Niners lost, the Rams lost, remember? And it was, it's like, oh fuck, it's like, damn, your team just got all the way there to lose.
It's a fucking ball buster, dude. Those tickets the cheapest ticket was like $3,000.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
I was watching. So Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco, they have a podcast.
Their show's pretty good.
Yeah, Chad Ochocinco is getting on the NFL. He's like, it's because it's basically like a game for rich people. He's like, it kind of alienates the whole, all the fans that are there for 8 weeks out of the year because you have 8 home games. And now they can't even go because your average schmo.
I mean, $3,000 a ticket. That's insane.
No, it was the cheapest. I mean, the average price was like $9,000, I think.
Fuck. Plus hotels and shit. And Vegas is already like overly expensive.
Yeah, I know. I saw Tommy Pham.
I saw that shit too.
He left during halftime to go home and watch the game.
It's like, game looks better from my couch with his fucking slippers, embroidered slippers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like Louis Vuitton. Probably like $500 slippers on.
Yeah, it's marble wall.
Yeah,
I was like, must be nice to have that kind of money where you can drop, we'll just say 15 G's from judging by his seats, and then be like, oh fuck this, I'm going home.
Yeah, that's a flex. It's the ultimate flex. Tommy Fan. He's is he on the D-backs again this year?
I don't think he left. I assume so. Yeah.
Okay. What? Oh yeah, because Jock's on the D-backs.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's
so,
right.
God, dude, there's going to be a
clubhouse beef.
Dust up. Do you think there'll be a dust up?
I don't know. Are they gonna bury the hatchet?
It was over fantasy football too.
Yeah, I know. Must have been over a Niner.
I mean, if you can just walk away, let's just say even conservatively, let's say he got a deal and he paid $10,000 for a couple seats of the Super Bowl. How much are you paying? How much is the stakes in your fantasy football league if you're dropping $10,000 to go to the Super Bowl?
Oh, they probably play for big money.
Yeah, I can't even.
It's probably like
$100,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like $100,000, at least a $50,000 line or some kind of crazy shit like that.
Jesus Christ!
Here, I'm mad about my $25 square. I'm fuck.
Yeah, fuck! I could have won. Yeah, like a $10 square I didn't hit. I'm like, God damn it. My daughter, though, I was like, oh, we got squares. I'm like, we're probably not going to win, though. She's like, we could win, though. I'm like, yeah, we could, but we're just think in your head that we're just not going to win. It'll just be easier to like deal with.
Jeffrey went the opposite. Jeffrey went like, what if we went all 4 quarters? How much money are you going to get?
Wow.
I was like, well,
nice.
I like where your head's at. I don't think that's possible. I mean, it is possible, but it's not likely.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say. And I was like,
would really be something.
And of course,
really
and he's like, so how much of that could we spend on Pokemon cards? I was like, we try to spend $1,000 on Pokemon cards? That ain't gonna happen, buddy.
Wow. No. Buy a box, rip it all up in one night. Blow your wad in one night.
No way.
Well, CERN, the Chiefs, they did it. Mahomes MVP, Taylor Swift making out with Travis Kelce all night. That's the only thing I saw. Everyone's having a good time in Chiefs land. And Dark Biden. Script was in, just like he cooked it up. Dark Biden made it happen. He made it happen.
Made it happen.
Anyway, that's it for this year's Super Bowl recap.
Yes, sir.
Fuck the Niners.
Yes, sir. Always.
I'm Chip.
I'm sorry.
Cheers.